If you would like to learn how to make sourdough bread like this, spongy and doughy and perfect, follow along. I'll show you how I did it. I made it completely from scratch, and if you've been following along for a while, you'll know that my sister passed away in 2024. So she loved sourdough bread and she made it from scratch, and it's something that I've always wanted to learn how to do. So this is for you, Denise. I just want to specify that sourdough is different than regular bread in the fact that you don't use yeast out of the jar like you would with normal bread. You have to actually make your own starter. So we're going to start the video with that process. So to start, you need a jar. I recommend if you have a scale. I have weighed this jar. It's an inconvenient 738 grams, which is going to make math hard later. If you have a smaller jar, do that. I'm just worried it's going to overflow, so I wanted a bigger jar. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to put 100 grams of flour and 100 grams of room temperature filtered water. Stir that really well, lightly cover it, leave it for 24 hours. So I'm going to show you that process, and then I'll show you when we check it every day. That's our first day of starter. It's supposed to be able to breathe. I don't know. I don't want it to breathe too much and not work. Okay, we're going with it. It's perfect. It's also recommended to put an elastic band where the level of the starter is when you're done. Hi, day 3 here. I'm looking at it and I'm not really seeing a whole lot of change, but what I am seeing is bubbles. And it smells kind of sour. I hope that's right. It smells gross. Now the idea is to keep 100 grams of the mixture, and then we're gonna feed it for the first time. How do you take it out? Oh, this is tricky. So we're gonna discard this because it's not ready. I made such a mess of the jar. We're gonna feed it. So day 4, you're supposed to be at kind of a standstill if it doesn't grow a whole lot. That's normal. So imagine my surprise when I come down here and I'm like, it's separating and it stinks. Like liquidy. So I Googled it and it says that it's hungry. That's the sign that I'm not feeding it fast enough. It definitely grew even though it didn't look like it, because this is our discard this time. That is like twice as much as last time. And she's ready to wait until tomorrow. That's where she lives, up on the fridge. Okay, bye. Day 5, just got back from work. It's separated again and it smells again. So we gotta feed this bad boy. Girl, just be patient. That'll be the cleanest method. She is back to normal, less hangry. And she's ready to sit. Now, I'm really hoping this is working out because it's not growing as fast as I thought it was going to. So around day 6, I got to thinking, if it's separating every day, it's not getting enough food. So I Googled just to confirm it's every 24 hours. And I did find a different source that said you might need to feed it twice a day. So I didn't film it, but I fed it this morning and I'm going to feed it for a second time today. And so far it's not separating. It's definitely bubbly and happy in there. So let's keep doing this. I think it's growing slow because my house is a little on the cool side. We'll see. It's day 7. I put her in my warm room upstairs, and this is the first day it's above the elastic. It's actually growing. I'm noticing this jar. It's getting hard to measure because it's just coating the sides. I'm switching the jar. I don't know what happened. I feel like it's done. It went from not growing at all to overflowing. Look at the bubbles. Of course it's ready the one day I don't have time to make bread. I didn't film every day. This is day 9. I skipped at least a day of feeding because it's just repetitive. The only thing I did different is I Googled. It kind of smells a little like nail polish remover. So I Googled why, and it says it's eating too much, it's hungry. So instead of doing 100 grams of flour, 100 grams of water, try doubling that recipe. And then today it just exploded. So I have some very happy bubbles. This is the discard. I just fed it again and I put it in here. I don't think it's going to stay in there because that's going to overflow by tomorrow. I'm thinking thinking I'm gonna make some bread, but I'm gonna do the water test to make sure that it's ready. See if it floats. Look at that. Hi. It's been a couple weeks since you've been in my kitchen, and I didn't mean for it to be that long, but I've been trying to perfect this recipe. So I've been filming along the way, but I figure I might as well wait till I perfect it before I show you the recipe, because I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. So, few top mistakes I've made. My dough has been very dense and very small. My main problem is that I'm not using the starter when it's hungry. So, as you can see, I didn't do an elastic, but you can see where the starter was yesterday and where it is today. So this is the point where I would normally feed it, but instead I'm going to use it in the dough. That makes sense because you're giving it flour as the dough is rising, and that's what's making it rise, is it's being fed. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. My first attempt was such a nightmare because you're supposed to flour the top of the dough, put it in a floured cloth in a bowl in the fridge for a couple days. But when I did that, I peeled the towel off and it stuck to the dough. I had to throw the towel out. So I don't have the proper equipment to do that. But another way you can do it is make the dough, put it all set to go in your Dutch oven on the counter. You can either wait until it doubles in size or wait overnight, just with it sitting on the counter, and then you bake it. So I've been doing that, and I find I've been storing the starter in my fridge, but when you pull it out, it's quite thick. So I'm finding that if I leave it, take it out of the fridge when a couple days before I want to make dough, and then I feed it a couple times on the counter so it warms up, gets a little bit more liquid, I find it works better. So those are just what's working for me. I'm going to show you how and what recipe I'm using that is the dough that's going to be really fluffy and light and not dense. So follow me. For this, you're going to need your kitchen scale down to 0 with a bowl. So it weighs nothing, we're at 0. We are going to put 165 grams of starter. Zero that out again. And we're going to use 400 grams of filtered water. You can warm the water up a little bit. It will help it rise if you're feeling like it's not going to. I usually just use room temperature and it's been fine. Okay, so we're doing 400 grams of water. So we're just zeroing out that so we can start it over with the weight. Now we're going to zero it out again. And we're going to do 650 grams of bread flour. Oh, that's French. This is what I'm using. And now we're going to zero it out again, and I'm going to add 15 grams of, I'm using Himalayan rock salt. You don't have to, it's ground. Just any salt works, but I like the Himalayan. 15 grams sounds like a lot, but it's necessary for the dough to turn out right. So now we're just going to stir it in. I kind of like to mix the salt in a little bit first, so it's not just chunks of salt. To look like a ragged dough, I'm going to use my hands. And we're just going to roughly knead it. Okay, so when it's at this point and it looks a little shaggy, we're going to let that sit for an hour. The reason for that is because we need that gluten to form. And then once the hour is up, we're going to do some stretch and folds. Stretch and folds, I've already done 2 rounds of it, but we're going to stretch and fold every 20 minutes. Now, I've done them off camera because I had a guest over and I thought it'd be weird if I was like, and this is how you do it, while they were sitting here having tea. So I've done 2. You can already tell the dough is getting a little bit more stretchy, but basically what you're going to do is kind of try and unstick it from the bottom the best you can. It's hard because it's sticky. You're going to stretch it up and fold it over. Stretch and fold. And what this is doing is it's forming the gluten. So I'm going to probably do 1 more and then I'm going to form it into a dough. So I'm going to leave it for another 20, but I really got to get it off the bottom. Oh my god. There we go. Now that we've done our last stretch and fold, I'm going to take it out of the bowl and we're going to form it into a dough. Floured the countertop for that reason specifically. And we're just going to fold the edges up like this and try and just pull all the stickiness to the center until it kind of looks like, I don't know, a ball. You're pinching it like a dumpling. Now I'm going to lightly flour this surface too. We're going to flip it back over and just try and tuck it. At this point, you would flour your bowl to put it in the fridge on a cloth, but I'm not doing that because it didn't work for me last time. Just gonna make a nice flour layer for it. I'm gonna actually put it straight into my Dutch oven. I've got parchment paper, and I'm just gonna pop it straight in. So I'm gonna let it sit like this all day, and I'm gonna watch it. So when it doubles in size, it's ready to go in the oven. We're gonna have that in the oven for an hour, and then we're going to take the lid off for the last 10-15 minutes. Okay, we're setting for 250. Because it's already as tall as it is, that is not gonna work. So I have a plan B. I think I'm just gonna cover it with tin foil because we need to keep it covered for an hour. Not perfect, but hopefully it works. I should have cut the dough in two. Next time, do that. Add a pot of water about half full to the oven just to help with the moisture on the lower rack. While we wait, I'll show you some of my mishaps. This is what happens when you let it sit on the counter for too long. The problem is it rose and then it got hungry and then it collapsed. So it made this really dense dough that just wasn't good. Now this one turned out good, but the top stuck to the Dutch oven lid, so I would recommend either doing parchment paper or greasing the lid. I hope you don't think I wasted those dense loaves that didn't work out. I actually cut them up and I'm going to be using them in my stuffing for Christmas dinner. Okay, now the moment of truth to see if this actually cooked. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, we're gonna change this to 425. We're gonna leave that uncovered. Now, the thing is, this is supposed to be kind of a wet dough being covered, so I think the tin foil didn't work as well as it should have because it's already crusty, but that's okay. I think it still worked out. I have been waiting several months to finish this video, and no, it's not perfect, but it's the best one I've made so far. It may be a little lumpy and a little big, but look at that, it's crispy. I'm really proud of myself. I did it, and you can tell it's gonna be soft on the inside. Another lesson I learned the hard way is cutting into it too soon because you want that melted butter on that hot bread, right? Fresh out of the oven, but the problem with that is it makes the bread really gummy. So we're gonna let it completely cool before we even touch it. So I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna finish cleaning my kitchen and I'm gonna go on a hike with the dogs, then I'll come back and cut it. Okay, we're gonna break into this bad boy. Look how spongy that is. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, I think I did really good. I'm pretty sure I started making the starter, I think it was October, maybe early November. Anyways, it's been like 3 months. I finally succeeded. Let's try it, okay? It's so good. It's chewy, it's crunchy, it's doughy, it's everything I wanted it to be. I'm so proud of myself. This was not easy, and there was many times that I wanted to quit, and it took a lot of trial and error. And if you are stubborn like me, sourdough is for you. It is so much better for your gut health than regular bread. It's a lot harder to make, but it's so worth it. So learn from me and let me know in the comments if you try it and how it worked out for you, and maybe if it didn't, I can help you through it. But I had a lot of fun, so thank you for joining me.